Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano catch-up, where every Friday I look back at some of the main news, items, events that caught my eye in the Cardano ecosystem this week. If you have value, please do share it out. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell because YouTube isn't sending out many notifications. Comment anything I'm missing down below, or for the algorithm, give the video a like. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. So starting out with a quick look at the content that went out this week on the channel. So the regular Monday video now, Cardano Market Watch, where I look at what's going on with Cardano native assets, what are the biggest movers, both up and down for the week, and try and look at some of the individual reasons for this, what's happening with some of them projects, and look at what the outlook for each of them is as well. So that's going to go out every Monday. Then Wednesday we had the regular live stream. Myself and Paddy were on this week talking about all the latest Cardano news, updates, and a lot of the main topics we discussed there I'll cover in high level here. And if you want to see the discussion on them, then you can check out that live stream. Next Wednesday's live stream will be all about NFTs, looking at how they've evolved on Cardano over the last while, things to look out for in projects, both good and bad, and we're just waiting on confirmation from a few guests on that one to fully confirm it for next Wednesday, but more than likely next Wednesday will be NFT focused. Then I put out a video yesterday on Liqwid Finance, which is a lending and borrowing protocol on Cardano. They added Djed to the platform yesterday, which means there's more use cases. So I was able to finally get the tutorial out there. Hopefully that helps with an understanding of it. And as always, only get involved in these DeFi protocols if you are fully comfortable, you know how they all work, and you're aware of all the risks of doing so. So one of the biggest things for Cardano this week is probably the meeting in Colorado, where a lot of the bigger names from the Cardano community, a lot of the bigger developers, I suppose, and IOG and Charles all came together to talk about on-chain governance and try and figure out how we can do this on Cardano, because this will be the Voltaire era, and that's the SIP. They're trying to put the basis together for the SIP that will bring on-chain governance for Cardano. So it's good to see lots of the community members that you will be familiar with. I seen Rick was there, Pi was there, Andrew was there as well, a lot more. Probably shouldn't start to name names because I'm never going to get them all. You can see Patrick put out this here. It's been a while since I felt so good about the future of Cardano. I've seen similar from Pi and similar from Rick as well. So they haven't talked about the details of it. I think they're going to go away and break it down, and hopefully I might even be able to bring some of them guys onto the channel here at some point to discuss in around what happened at the meeting, or some of the outcomes from it, or what the next steps are. So maybe next week I might be able to bring more information on that one. This week we've seen a new all-time high for Aada TVL, and this is in terms of Aada. So this for me, I was looking at this in terms of DeFi. You can see the previous high was back here. It was around 324 million Aada. And then when I took this screenshot, it was at 326 million Aada. This was all done on DeFi Llama. Now you can see when you come over to here, it shows 110 million at the minute, but that's in dollars. So that's how much is locked up for Cardano DeFi. And over here, this is where I was changing it. Some people were asking. So USD shows here. You can see we're still well below the high for USD, but that's due to the way the markets have the price of Aada and the price of everything in general been down since, when was this? This was back in March 2022. So when you look at it in Aada, we're currently at a high. We just fell off what the high was a few days ago, but as more protocols launch, I would expect that to go up as well. Some people were looking at it here. If you tick staking here, we haven't quite hit a high yet when you include staking into this. Now this doesn't include staked Aada. It only includes platforms that offer staking. I think Meld is one of the bigger ones you can see here. And there's a few others there that have staking on their platform. So that brings the TVL up there. Next up, we have Coinmarketcap have added a new feature. So they've added DEX Scan for Cardano. And when you go into it here, you can see that so far they only have Minswap on this. So this is giving an overview of all the different trading pairs on Minswap. And you can go through, check for the 1 hour, 24 hour, and the actual volume, the number of TXs. So it's good to see this here, liquidity in. Hopefully we see other DEXs added in. kind of Wing Riders, Muesli Swap, Sunday Swap. It would be good to get them all in here and get them all into one place. Next up, we have a post from IOG here that we're talking about a summary of what happened in February. So February development highlights, 4 new projects added, 14 new projects building on Cardano. So number of new tokens, then token policies grew by 1,000 and 200,000 new native tokens out on chain. Plutus V1 scripts, I'm surprised to see this one growing as much as V2 scripts. So V2 scripts is what includes the new Vassal hard fork features. You can see here 151 new V2 scripts and 146 V1 scripts. As time goes on, I would expect that this number here is a lot bigger than the V1 scripts, because you want to see protocols building using all of the features and taking advantage of all of the features from the last not the last hard fork, but the Vassal hard fork, which was the end of last year, because they do mention the other hard fork further down. 2 million transactions, Valentine hard fork. So this is the one here. We did have the hard fork in February, which was very smooth, was successful. I've talked about that in previous videos. That was tailored towards cross-chain developers for Cardano. Lace wallet on pre-production before mainnet release. Talked about that one last week as well. They were on Cardano 360. This one here was a bit of a leak as well, I think, from Charles. We're talking about Marlowe. So they say here ongoing work on Marlowe runtime and Plutus debugger, but there was a bit of a leak. Actually, that there is just talking about Lars. Anyone who's interested in the Plutus Pioneers, Lecture 2 is now out there as well from Lars. But this here was a bit of a leak in one of Charles's AMAs, where he maybe let it slip that Marlowe will be going on to mainnet in March. So Marlowe, for anyone who hasn't seen it, and actually this here is proof of Cardano. So this is tracking different projects building on Cardano, or different repositories that are linked back to Cardano. And you can see the weekly development there. Marlowe was second and Hydra was first, and then Marlowe. And then you have some of the different projects there. This can only track everything that's open source. So projects that aren't open source yet won't be tracked here on the GitHub activity. But for Marlowe is a web-based platform to build and run financial smart contracts visually without needing programming knowledge. So basically you can use building blocks to build financial smart contracts. I wouldn't expect these at this stage anyway to be building full DeFi dApps or anything like that. But for more simple contracts, more simple smart contracts, this could be a really good way to go. Anyone who wants to check out more on it can go to marlowe-finance.io, and you can check out the website there for more info. And if we do get the launch this month, I will make sure to mention it here and walk through it as well. I think that was it. So the proof of concept EVM sidechain testnet was released by IOG. We have talked about that in previous videos. Project Catalyst got a new website. Still no date on when Project Catalyst's next funding round will open, but hopefully we do get more info on that fairly soon. So this is where they say about the stats. Stats are based on IOG internal data and Cardano data on BigQuery. So the link off here if you want to check these out. So the development updates every Friday. There is a new development update out on Essential Cardano where you can check them out here. Generally they come out later on a Friday when I'm putting this video out. Maybe at some point I'll push this video to a Saturday so I can include the weekly development report as well. But I'll see how things go on that front. And the other one they had linked then was the developer reports, which you can check out here. So next up is World Mobile, and it's been a busy week for World Mobile as they attended MWC 23 in Barcelona. You can see here at the stand, they were setting up a mini aerostat just for the visual to show people, grab attention, to show what they would be doing. And hopefully we'll see the aerostats live in real life in the not too distant future. Different rumors out there, but nothing confirmed yet when we will see it. If you look here, I will do a full video on World Mobile next week. Actually, I'll just touch briefly on some of the points here, but when I digest everything that happened at MWC, then I will put a video out on that next week. But for anyone interested, it is a 4-day event in Barcelona, and it is the largest and most influential for the connectivity ecosystem. So this isn't a cryptocurrency event, this is a general telecoms event. So it's good for them to be there to get to talk with regulators, talk with other companies, see what's out there and gain attention for what they're doing. And if you look at the WMT token, if you look at the charts, it definitely has had a fairly decent week this week, but we'll dive into that in the video next week. Just the other bits in their February monthly roundup. So they have onboarded their first B2C customers, which is great to see. The app is coming out on Google Play very soon. So it has been submitted to the Google Play Store and should be live in Zanzibar in the coming days. This allows customers to come in and use it and actually pay for the service. Updates there on the rollout and updates from the devs, but I'll cover that in the dedicated World Mobile video next week. Then Djed, so we got the first airdrop for SHEN holders this week. I think I have the article here. In this article as well, talking about the airdrop, we got the announcement here, or the official confirmation, that the fees have been reduced. So the 100 Aada fee is down to 25. There is still the 1.5% fee on minting and burning, but minting and burning have been reduced as well. The minimums brought down to 1,000 for minting, and for burning 200 Djed and 500 SHEN. I would say if you're doing anything down around these types of numbers here, a DEX is still going to be the most viable option for you, because even though the fee has been reduced here, 25 Aada, if you are doing some of these smaller amounts, it's still going to eat into your overall percentages. So the SHEN airdrop did happen. You can see here they have the snapshot here showing when you go on to the Djed site. Now there is a delegation part where you can go in, put in your address. It shows you the epoch snapshots, shows you the amount of SHEN you had and the rewards you are due. So far there has been 3 payouts, so I got 3 so far for 3 of the earlier epochs. I don't know if it's going to continue doing it every epoch or whether they will start to go back to the initial 20 days that they talked about. But going forward as well, anyone providing liquidity on an exchange will also get the airdrops, the Aada airdrops for SHEN. Now there was disappointment when some people seen how much Aada they got. When I worked it out, it is a little bit better than staking rewards currently that you get for holding the SHEN, because it is all of the Aada that is in the reserve. That Aada rewards are split up then between all SHEN holders, but Coty aren't taking a 25% cut. So that's why it's probably not just as big as people were expecting. But we'll wait and see. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. Might even start providing liquidity on exchanges now that you can do that and still get the rewards back. I just have to check across what the farming rewards are like. I know Wing Riders have a farm, and Minswap, as far as I remember, are going to be looking to add a farm. So next up we have Minswap, and this month was the highest volume month for Minswap DEX with 161 million Aada in trading volume, up 61% month on month. So you can see that up here. They do everything here in terms of Aada, not in terms of dollars, because right now most assets on DEXs are traded against Aada. In time, as Djed grows and as we get other options for stable coins, then taking a look at the dollar trading volume will become a bit more interesting then as well. But great to see these big increases. This is more protocols out there, more tokens launching, so good to see the activity starting to build here. So then we have Aada Finance, another DeFi protocol on Cardano. This is a lending and borrowing protocol. At the minute, it's not like Liqwid Finance. It is a peer-to-peer protocol, but they are looking to add pools liquidity. I think that's coming fairly soon, but I haven't seen a release date on it just yet. But one thing to note, the health factor change is coming in on the 9th of March. What it looks to be mainly doing is making sure that anyone who lends out funds gets back their initial capital and doesn't get impacted by the actual market. So sometimes if the market isn't liquid enough and if the order is a fairly substantial order, then by the time you sell off the collateral to get back your original asset, it might have too big of an impact on the actual price on the exchange. So that is all going to be taken into account now. You can see here it talks about the liquidity tokens, liquidity depth will be taken into account when looking at the health factor. And they've also put out an update here on the overall stats. This isn't for the month as far as I know, this is total. Just to give you an overview of how things have gone since they launched. So you can see the most borrowed token was Aada, and you can see the breakdown here of the APRs. So Aada, Aada, MELD, Min, IUSD, LQ and Djed are the main tokens here. And you can see the APRs on each of these loans. You also see the ones that are used as collateral most. So Aada, as you would expect, is the most, and Aada then, I think when they launched, they might have been the only two, and then others were added later on as well. Once they add pools, I'll probably do another video tutorial on how to use that. I done one previously when they launched first to show how to use the peer-to-peer, but once pooled is launched, I will do another video there. that's about it for the Cardano catch up this week. Hopefully you got some value. Please do share it out. If you have, give the video a like, comment, really does help. You get notifications, help push the video to others. I do appreciate it. Talk to you soon.